So today's a pretty exciting day because today my band just announced our Midwest portion of our East Coast tour on Instagram. Tomorrow, probably before this video comes out, we're announcing the bigger part of that run, which is like a whole East Coast, Midwest 5-week run thing, which is really super exciting. Also very stressful, but for the most part, exciting. Today, I just wanted to go through and answer a few questions, like Q&A style. I posted a little Q&A box on my Instagram for anyone who wanted to ask me any questions regarding the band, regarding myself, and today we're gonna go through some of those and see how that goes. I've also got to get a few other things done. Today I'm gonna be making an Instagram reel for my friend Marcos. He's got a pedal company called Fruit Effects Pedals. He sent me over one of their newest compressors. This thing's actually pretty cool, very cute. But if you know me, you know I love a good compressor, so I'm excited to start tapping away on this thing. So yeah, I'll take you guys with me. We'll make a video for him today using this. I also have a riff I wanted to post, so I'll kind of like try and combine those in that video. Show my reel making process, I suppose. And then after that, we're gonna work on some new music because in about 2 weeks we're gonna go track our upcoming album in Joshua Tree. We've got a little getaway planned out for us where we're just gonna stay in Joshua Tree National Park for a week in seclusion, and we are going to essentially track all of the drums for our album and get those all finished. If we have time for the gym today, we'll also do that, but probably that won't happen today. Probably that'll happen tomorrow morning. Regardless, I'll take you with me. So yeah, I guess let's get started. Should it be in the frame? Probably not. I think I'm definitely just gonna take a separate video of it and then throw that over top, probably. This is like way too much. Here, let me mess with these settings a little bit though, because this sounds good. Oops, I got 2 compressors on. Right now I'm using Neural DSP's Archetype Pliny. Usually I use the compressor on there. So I like how it adds that nice bit of gain. That's kind of cool. Okay, I'm throwing on a capo for this one, but whee! Okay, so that's kind of the riff idea, I think. That's what we're going for. I've got this like set up here in front of me. Yeah, I wrote that one like last week, I think. Man, that bird is going crazy. Okay. These settings are dope. See, this is just all the little stuff that goes through my head. I'm gonna turn off a fan because right now the fan behind me, you can see in this video, it's like kind of, it's going, man. So I'm gonna get that really quick. Okay, let's find our tempo. What are we at? Honestly, that one's pretty good. 120. I am a simple creature. I like my 120 BPM. Yay! Time. Okay. Okay, yeah, I've got a pretty crazy tone preset happening here. Right now, all of the drive that you're hearing, it's going through the Fruit Effects Coconut compressor. It's also going through my direct input from there, so I'm going direct into Logic, and we've got Archetype Pliny, Neural DSP's Archetype Pliny X running through one of my tone presets. You can download that. I've got that like linked somewhere in the description. I made this like tone preset a while back, and then I wrote the Sprout riff on it, and then like the whole tone was crazy over the internet. So this tone, if you like this tone, it presets in my bio, but that's what I'm running. So, okay, yeah, let's get to recording this. And I'm out of tune again. Texas soon. Oh boy, you're gonna be happy about this one. How are you so cool? My daily diet consists of those peanut butter granola bars that Julian introduced me to on tour. I forgot the brand name, so if I can find a picture of them, I will put it on the screen. Yeah. Who are some of your biggest vocal influences? Just this guy. Devin, he inspired me to start songwriting. I don't know if I had like any big vocal influences when I was learning how to sing. It was a funny story. When I first started singing for my band, Stereosity, I started singing because we actually couldn't find a vocalist. There was no vocalist that was interested in joining the band, and so we were like, okay, who's gonna sing? And it was either gonna be me or it was gonna be Jack, and then we see how that turned out. In terms of vocal influences, I'd say definitely Devin, songwriting, and melody building, I suppose. Yeah, at one point I was really into break-ins, I guess, but my voice isn't that low, so I can't really do that, so I kind of like swapped it and did some of like the higher, airy stuff, I suppose. I gotta take this sweater off, it's really warm. How do you come up with awesome chord progressions and riffs? Sometimes I forget I'm directly above a main road with cars on it. Anyways, a lot of the time when I write like chord progressions, I kind of start with probably an open tuning. It's gonna be one of these. And then I'll just start messing around until I find some really like powerful chords. From there, once I got the chords, a lot of the time I'll just start button mashing, aka hitting everything on the fretboard that I possibly can and playing as fast as I can just because it's fun. Sometimes that turns into a melody line that I like, which inspires me to take a riff in a certain direction, hence Sprout being straight 16th notes. Actually, hence a lot of my riffs being straight 16th notes. It's all because I love hitting things. Don't say that. How do you write such catchy songs with really complicated structures? So a funny story for all of these questions regarding like songwriting. First of all, I do teach lessons. If this is something that you're interested in learning about, follow the link in my description or send me a DM on Instagram at Sam Krones. I can teach you how to write overly complex song structures with overly complex riffs. But a lot of the time, my songwriting process involves, first of all, having a songwriting partner. Usually it's Jack, but I'll write a riff, he'll write a riff. We'll have a very cool riff. We'll be like, yeah, we gotta use that. And then a lot of the time we end up having like 2 other riffs in the same tuning that we'll just like throw into the same song because we can, and it just works. A lot of the time if you're playing in open tunings, it's really easy to do that because if you write 3 separate riffs all in, call it open E major, probably you're only going to be playing in a number of keys in open E major. You're either going to be playing in E major or B major if you're playing with the 5th or something around there. So a lot of the time the riffs just kind of connect, and if they don't, I like to throw on a capo to make it work. But all of our songs end up being the way that they are because I don't like the almost cliche feel that going from verse to chorus, and then bridge, and then chorus again gives. I like to kind of spice it up. I'm in love with like really big bridges, and I think that's at the hands of Delta Sleep because a lot of their earlier stuff, especially like Twin Galaxies, was very odd song structures. It got me into it because it was like, okay, you can have one song with 2 big parts, you know, and that's how I like to think about our songs. It's just, even with Sprout, you have this intro part. It goes intro, verse, and then chorus. Oh, here's Gary. Say hi, Gary. Say hi to the camera. I know, hi. Everybody say hi to Gary. Ooh. A lot of the time, there he is. A lot of the time we get these big song structures with first half of the song and then second half of the song. First half of the song is usually like intro, verse, chorus. Second half of the song is usually bridge and then outro. So then when you get both of these combined, sometimes you'll get literally just no repetition in the song, which I think can also be very cool because it, again, adds a uniqueness to it. But some people might not like that. I like that. It's just the way I write music. Would you rather only play guitar or only do vocals? I don't like this question. Here's a good one. Drop the vocal chain you used on insides. I'm gonna leave that one up to Dennis. Take it away, Dennis.
The vocal chain for insides. Sam Krones insides. Vocals. Yeah. Let's see what all it was. Here's her voice. Your insides. First, I've got an SSL compressor on there, very lightly. Just helps bring it a little closer to the speakers. Then we got, let's see, a dynamic EQ around 250 hertz, just to dip when it gets a little extra woofy. Then, let's see, a Neve 1073. beautiful. And a little bit of that Neve top. Later CIDS to bring down the SE parts. So I can overall make the vocal just a little bit more angelically brighter without making it more SE. Just a little bit of tuning, ethereal. Then we get to the good parts. Effects-wise, I put one of the capital chambers, UAD capital chamber. So I'm not using very much. It's just so there's a little base of ambience. This kooky thing, Illusion by Cymatics, called Illusion. And I will mute the capital chamber. You can hear just what it's doing on her voice.
Your insides won't care for you at all.
So it's pitched delays. That's the vocal sound.
Why are you running in circles, buddy? What are you doing? What are you doing? What's your favorite Pokemon? Probably one of these guys. This little dude down here, his name is Oat, like oatmeal. When he wakes up in the mornings, sometimes he'll say his own name. So he'll say, Odie! Your favorite guitar tuning? Any one of these. But these always kind of recently have been inspiring me to write more, so I play in them more. Next question. What got you into guitar? To be honest, I have no idea. I actually can't remember. I think it was some anime or something in the beginning, and then I didn't touch it for a really long time, and then I got back into it because of Delta Sleep. So Delta Sleep. Any chance you could come to Iowa Midwest tour, please? You also might like this one. Gary's sitting at the door, he's barking at me now. Oh wow, there's a lot of questions. What exercises do you usually do to play chords and melodies fluidly, like you both right and left hand, I assume is what they're trying to say? Exercises. If I were you, I would buy the Sprout Riff by Sam Krones for $5. You buy me a coffee and you can learn this riff, and it'll teach you the techniques that you need to know to get fluidity in the left and right hands. Because honestly, genuinely, I think that learning other people's music and trying to get it to sound exactly the same way is a very good way of improving your own skills in that matter, because you understand what you want it to sound like and you hear it the way that you're playing it, and it tells you kind of what you need to change, if that makes sense. So yeah, learning other people's music is a first. Also, just exercising the fingers, hammering them on and pulling them off and getting those transients pretty consistent in between each one, I suppose. Pick or finger style? Cool part is if you learn how to use both, you never have to ask this question ever again. In regards to hybrid picking, I'd say picking is probably my favorite, because if I was a little more comfortable with hybrid picking entirely, I would never have to go fingerstyle, because you can make it sound very similar and still have the quick access to having the pick in your hand if you need that sharp attack. Or more recent fun one for me is thumb pick. Thanks, Chris. Because thumb picks are essentially the same thing, where you have access to that quick attack, except you can still play fingerstyle, so you still have access to that first finger if you need it. But yeah, essentially, if you learn both, you don't have to worry about that ever again. Okay, I think right now we're gonna go to a coffee shop. I need to get a donut because I really want a donut and a coffee right now. And then I'm gonna take a call there. I think we're planning out flights for some of the touring members for this East Coast tour. So I think we're gonna do that and then come back here and have an even longer day. So here we go. And blasted by the sunlight. Bruh. I left my keys inside. Yeah, hi. Hey, bud. Oh, a big yawn. Oh my goodness, they're sleepy. Okay, all right, time to actually leave now. Yeah, in California right now, it's getting warmer, but I'm feeling it the most because my AC broke maybe a month or two ago at this point, because I haven't done this yet. I haven't fixed it yet. I'm starting to feel that summer heat right now. It's eating me alive. I have to drive with the windows down every time I get in my car. Not the move, bro. Okay. what? I actually gotta get the Wi-Fi password. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. Honestly, if I could just buy the flights now and get it over with, I'd much rather do that, because knowing me, I'm probably gonna forget, and then it's gonna like get closer, and then they're gonna be like hella expensive, so I don't want to wait too long. Okay, I've got a few more questions here. Here's Jack. He came to join me. Will you go on tour outside the U.S.?
Hopefully.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, the answer is yes, someday. Sometimes soon, hopefully. Where did you record Insides? At home or in a recording studio? Actually, this one was literally just, I like how you get out of the frame. Like you also didn't record this.
I did record on it.
Yeah, he's got a guitar part in there. It sounds really good. This was actually just recorded fully at home. It's funny because the tracks that are on the finished song, they are my scratch tracks. His scratch tracks and my scratch tracks are both the final tracks used in the song. And thank you, Dennis, for that. he finds our raw moments and just kept them in the song, so it was great. How did you get into playing shows, and how do you get over the nerves of playing shows?
To answer the first question, you have to start small and just kind of take any offer that comes your way, or you have to search really hard and take any offer that you find. So I think one of the first shows that we played was at a Remax chili cook-off event. And as painful as it was, you kind of just have to accept that that's all you're going to get in the beginning. But if you just keep playing shows, more people will know your name and you'll be offered cool events to play at. And the nerves thing just goes away kind of with time. But also I've noticed the more shows that you play, the less the nerves.
Yeah, I think that kind of makes sense. It's just starting off. Usually there's like one person that kind of gets you into the scene. Once you're in the scene, you'll probably just start naturally getting show offers just because everybody's so connected and always trying to throw shows, right? That gateway for us was my friend Caesar. He hosted one DIY show for us with some other bands, and that got us connected with those bands, and him as a booking guy, and that was really all it takes, you know? And then all of a sudden you're playing as many shows as you can, accepting as many offers as you can, and then it just goes. Yeah, also about the nerves thing, he's right. It's like, they just kind of go away over time. Like, I think the first few shows, it was like, oh my gosh, I'm nervous for like a month beforehand. And then you do it enough, and at some point, it's like you get so comfortable with it that you're not really nervous at all, even the day of the show, up until like maybe a minute before you go on stage. Yeah. And then, but by the time you're playing, you're like fine anyways, so it's like whatever. Okay, last one. How long have you been playing, and where did you learn? I think I've been playing for like, how long has it been?
I don't know.
8 years?
Yep.
Like 8 years, I think. Yeah, I first picked up guitar very independently. My dad actually had a rule for me. He was like, hey, if you really want to learn this instrument and you want lessons, because I was asking for lessons, he was like, if you can teach yourself and you can stay dedicated for a certain amount of time, I will get you lessons. And he gave me like some time frame or something that I had to do to be able to get those. And then at some point it was the time to get lessons, and so I got lessons from my parents. He and I actually, we took lessons together. They got us with a local guitar teacher, but he was really all it took for us to really understand the instrument as a whole and get us more obsessed with it, and
yep,
that was it. Yeah, so it started kind of solo, and then after a while when we realized it was time, got lessons. What a long day. And to think it is right now 8:17 p.m. and Luke hasn't even come over yet. I'm so tired. I just got some editing done. But while we got home, I came home to a package. Ta-da! So this right here is actually a brand new desk shelf. Now, if you don't know what a desk shelf is, it essentially sits under your monitor, so it can hide a lot of cables, or in my circumstance, my MacBook and my interface, like underneath a desk shelf that's under your monitor, so it kind of raises the monitor up. And I'll show you this in just a second, but funny story about this actually. When I first ordered this desk shelf, I got this from a brand called Oaky Wood. It's off of Etsy. It's just like a brand that specializes in like wood products or wooden products. When I first got this, I had apparently ordered the wrong thing. So I ordered on their site, it said, and this is totally my bad, it said 2 modular drawers, which meant modular drawers for the desk shelf. And I don't know why in my brain, I think it was because of the photos that were posted onto it, but for some reason in my brain, I thought that the 2 modular drawers posting was a posting that included the desk shelf in it for some reason. And so when I ordered this, I got this other box, I got this in the mail. And when it arrived, I was just like, oh yay, my desk shelf. And so I went to go open this box, and lo and behold, believe it or not, they cannot fit an entire desk shelf in a box this size. So what I'd received was 2 modular drawers in the box that said 2 modular drawers. And so I got these 2 drawers in the mail, and I was just like, pause, where's my desk shelf? And so I went on Etsy, and I looked at what I had purchased, and of course it was literally just the 2 modular drawers. But I think what really got me was the price tag, because it was, I spent like 150 something on this, I believe. Maybe it was 120. And I was expecting to receive a whole desk shelf, and so when I got this in the mail, I was just like, but to be honest, it smells really nice. I actually, from that point on, reached out to Oki Wood on Etsy, and I was just like, hey, I'm so sorry. Is there any chance I can like return this and grab an actual desk shelf from you? I'm so sorry. Like, this was totally my bad, you know? And they were having issues with their warehouse, and he was just like, we'll just send you a desk shelf. Talk about nicest customer service ever, because apparently it would have been too much of a hassle to like return this, and I felt really bad, but also, dude, how nice of them. Like, now I've got the shelf and the drawers, which I guess I'll be setting up in just a second here. But yeah, wow, just wanted to talk about that for a second, because that was kind of crazy. Okay, here we go. Time to set these up. Okay, we're kind of set up here. Dang, that AC thing is like hissing right now. Dad, headphones. Take off this table. Definitely off center, but why is that kind of wild? Hold up, I kind of dig that. I'm gonna have to move some things over to make it make more sense, but that's so sick. Yeah, if you know me, you know that I do love my desk setup. If there's a good desk setup, I'm probably there. I built this one myself a while back, and I've been constantly modifying it, so having a new piece of gear like this is very fun. All right. Okay, it is now a few days later because I forgot to film an outro for this video. So, I just wanted to come on here and say thank y'all for watching till the end. Yeah, let me know what kind of videos you want to see next. I'm trying to get a little bit more into posting stuff on here, like long form content. So if you want to see like tone videos and guitar videos and riff writing videos, you know, just let me know, all that fun stuff. And don't forget to hit subscribe. I'm planning on doing like weekly uploads. That could be kind of cool. This week we are currently finishing up our album. Very exciting times. Next week we will be going to Joshua Tree to track in seclusion for a whole week. So I will take you along for that ride as well. Just to kind of be there in the moment, capture it as much as I can. Yeah, should be fun. Alright, then I will see you guys next week. Later!